Hello, my friends. It's Saturday of our first week of Lent, our first week of joining Jesus on his mission, and then our study and our reflection on how we can be better at sharing the love of Christ with those around us. I want to tell you a story. It's about the first congregation that I served, a small little town in western Iowa. Big Lutheran church. There were 750, 780 members of the congregation. Big Catholic church in town, about the same size, maybe even a little bigger. There was a Methodist church that was very active. There was a little Baptist church. There were a couple other small ones, and there were several in the countryside around this little town of about 2,000 people. You start adding up the numbers, and everybody went to church. There was a woman came to church one Sunday with her daughter, had a connection with another member of the congregation, and expressed interest in being a member. So I went to visit with her and her daughter, and we sat around the kitchen table for a number of weeks and went through a Bible study that I often use with people. And I think it was the second week I was there, talking about who Jesus is. And of course, we started, one of the places we started was with the Christmas story, Luke chapter 2. And in those days, Caesar Augustus issued a decree that a census should be taken of the entire Roman world. And so Joseph takes Mary and goes to Bethlehem. You probably remember the story. The time came for her to give birth, but there was no room for them in the inn. And the shepherds out in the fields, and the angels appear, and they're terrified, and the angel said, "Don't be afraid, go find this baby." That's the story. Well, I was going over the story with this woman and her daughter, and I went through it fairly quickly because it's Christmas. We all know Christmas. And I paused for a minute and I looked up, and I could tell she was thinking about it. She had this puzzled look on her face, like she was trying to understand something that she hadn't ever understood before. And so, in one of my rare moments of brilliance, I didn't say anything. I was quiet, and I waited. Long time seemed to pass. She finally looked up and said, "Now, Pastor, is that why your church puts up those statues in front of the church every December?" Talking about the nativity scene. She didn't know the Christmas story. She didn't know that those statues that we put up in front of the church every Christmas time, every December, had anything to do with Jesus. What strikes me about these first couple chapters in joining Jesus is the reminder that we don't live in a society that necessarily knows who Jesus is. I came to understand that day, a long time ago, over 25 years ago, in a little town in what seemed like very churched Iowa town. As we go through this series, as we go through this study, remember, the people around us might not know what we think they know. They might not know who Jesus is. They might not have a good understanding of what he did or why it's important. Keep that in mind as we go through this. We don't live in the churched community that we think we live in. Open your eyes and listen to what people around you are saying, and try to find out what they know or if they know about Jesus. See who Jesus is putting in front of you this week. God be with you.